Following good safety practices is a vital concern to today's workers. With a wide range of machinery, equipment, and chemicals in the workplace, it is critical that each employee understand how to protect themselves from harm or exposure. Protecting yourself from harm requires that you be aware of the potential hazards and exposures associated with the work you perform. You must also follow all safety rules and procedures outlined by your company.
Procedure says after you lock out this disconnect.
This program is designed to make you more aware of general safety rules that you must follow to avoid accidents such as falls or crushed fingers, as well as exposure to potentially harmful chemicals found in the workplace. It also outlines what your responsibilities are in your company's safety and health efforts. Good safety practices begin with proper housekeeping. Simply keeping your work area clean will prevent many types of accidents. If you see something on the floor, pick it up and put it in its proper place. Make sure you wipe up spills or leaks when they occur to avoid possible slips and falls. Ensure your workplace is well organized with tools, extension cords, and materials kept in their proper place. Remember, housekeeping is perhaps the most important basic safety rule there is. It prevents accidents by simply keeping your work area clean and free of trip hazards. Following housekeeping rules takes effort on your part every day, and that effort is worthwhile in preventing accidents. There are many types of personal protective equipment designed to be used in a wide variety of situations. These include devices designed to prevent you from falling, along with equipment to protect your hands, head, hearing, eyes, feet, and respiratory system. Personal protective equipment has prevented countless thousands of accidents over the years. Depending upon your industry and your job duties, your organization will provide you with the proper PPE when your job requires it. Your responsibility is to know how to properly use the equipment and to wear it when it is required. Chemicals are present in about every aspect of our lives. They play a large role in our everyday life, but can be very harmful if you're exposed to them or use them improperly. You must always remember a few basic rules for handling chemicals and other hazardous materials to ensure your safety and health is protected. First, always read and follow the instructions printed on the label of all chemicals. If you're not sure what's in an unmarked container, don't open it and immediately notify your supervisor. Make sure all chemical containers are properly labeled with the contents, and don't mix chemicals unless you've been trained and authorized to do so. This could result in an unwanted reaction between the two. When working with chemicals or hazardous materials, you should always wear proper personal protective equipment for the job at hand, and know what to do if you're exposed to hazardous substances. Your company's safety representative will inform you of what is required and supply you with the necessary PPE items and tell you the proper procedures to follow in the event of a chemical exposure. Companies cannot operate without using machines or equipment. It's important that you understand the potential dangers associated with the machinery or equipment you're using. Even the use of office machines demands your attention. This understanding begins with keeping the unit in good operating order. Make sure you inspect the machine or equipment before you use it each day. Maintenance records should be available for review and show that scheduled maintenance has been done. Check that there are no loose parts and that all machine guards are in place. If something is not in proper working order, follow your company's procedures for reporting the problem and do not use the machine. Before starting a machine, make sure no one is working on it. Look for a tag and lock with the message, "Danger, do not operate." This means that someone is working on the machine and it's not to be started until the lock and tag is removed. This procedure is called lockout, tagout, and if you see a tag like this, stay away from the machine. And remember, only the person who is authorized and is working on the machine can remove the tag.
A workplace fire has resulted in massive damage to the mill that has been the staple of our local economy. The mill's owners say there are no plans to
A
reopen,
fire can be
leaving hundreds
devastating
out of
to a
work.
company and its employees. It is your responsibility to not only learn what to do to prevent fires, but to also know what to do when one breaks out. Following good housekeeping procedures and the proper storage of materials are two of the best methods of preventing fires from breaking out. You should also be knowledgeable about your work area. Learn where the exits are located. Don't let yourself get blocked into an area you cannot easily get out of should a fire break out. Find out where the nearest phone is to your work area in case you must call the fire department. Know where the fire extinguishers are located, and if you are trained and authorized by your company, use them to extinguish the fire. And lastly, know your firefighting limitations. If one pass with fire extinguisher cannot put the blaze out, it is time to leave and let the professionals do their work. A fire can quickly spread from a small blaze to a large one and endanger your safety. Even if you're not an electrician, you need to have a basic knowledge of electrical safety. Protecting yourself from electrical shock is simply a matter of following common sense precautions. Don't use electrical equipment in damp or wet locations. Always inspect your electrical equipment before using it. Check for cuts or frayed areas on the cords. If a cord has a third or grounding prong, make sure it has not been removed. This grounding prong protects you from electrical shock in the event of a short circuit. Cords for double insulated equipment will only have two prongs, with the ground protection internal to the equipment itself. You must always verify that the equipment says double insulated on its housing before using it. If an extension cord or piece of electrical equipment does not look safe, tag it for repair according to your company procedures and don't use it. Finally, don't overload an electrical circuit by plugging in too many pieces of equipment. At best, this will be a nuisance because your circuit breaker is repeatedly tripping. At worst, it can cause an electrical fire to occur. In virtually every workplace, there's a need to handle materials or equipment. If you don't pay close attention to what you're doing when handling materials, you can easily injure yourself. Be careful to watch where you place your hands so you don't get them caught between the object you're carrying and a door, wall, or the ground. Make sure to wear gloves if you're handling rough-edged or sharp objects. By following a few simple rules, you can safely lift materials and equipment without risking injury to your back. Practice the lifting motion before you lift the object, and think about the motion before you lift. Focus on keeping your spine straight. Raise and lower to the ground by bending your knees.
Can you help me with this? Thanks.
Most workplace accidents are caused by the unsafe acts of employees. No one is intentionally trying to cause an accident, but people do take shortcuts, often don't pay attention, and sometimes fail to follow safety procedures. Lack of attention to any one of these three areas can easily lead to an accident. If you pay attention to your job and your surroundings, don't take chances, and follow the rules, you won't have an accident. This is your responsibility. Remember, following good safety practices is your responsibility. Take this to heart and think about safety and practice good safety procedures every day. Doing so will ensure a safer and healthier you.